kids. Fuck the kids? Yeah.
When I say, who's the master? You say,
What is up, guys? Showing up the King here, back with another toy review, and today I'm bringing you my review for the BUZZmod Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. I have been waiting for this. This is my favorite, well, I shouldn't say my favorite Hashira. This is my favorite sword in the Hashira, and it's actually wielded by Zenitsu. I've been waiting for this figure for a very long time. It looks like it has some really cool designs and some really cool accessories. So let's go ahead and get this thing open. All right, before we get the box open, let's actually take a really good look at it. And I decided to go ahead and add in the other two releases from the BUZZmod. We have the Tanjiro and we have Nezuko-chan over here. And you know, once Zenitsu gets out of this packaging, he's going to be going ape shit over Nezuko. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. All right, so here we have the design box. We have the Aniplex, BUZZmod, and the 112 scale. We show here on the same front of the packaging. On the side, we just have the BUZZmod and a Demon Slayer logo. And here on the back, we have the praying pose. We have the Hashira electric pose. And then we have Zenitsu in one of his crazy poses. Nothing really on the top or bottom. So let's officially get this thing open. All right, we have Zenitsu out of the box, and as you can see here, we have three faces, two big electric effects. We have the figure itself along with his sword, and then it looks like we have some on the back end. It looks like we have the praying mat, we have the praying legs, we have two open hands, two swords hands. We have a pointing hand, and we have, I can't wait to look at that. That's what I'm looking at first. I can't wait. That sword. Yes, please call me crazy for paying over $100 essentially for a sword. But I can guarantee you, when that replica sword comes out, I will be getting it without question. Alright, let's get this off to the side. I was just joking about that part. I'm just going to go ahead and go straight for Zenitsu. I know some guys like to see the actual unboxing of the figure, and some people just want to switch right to him being out of the box. So you let me know what you guys prefer. All right, so here we have, out of the packaging, we have Zenitsu, and he looks pretty dang good. Let's get a nice little close up here. From the front, side, back. And they all look a little weird because it looks like they got like real thick thighs and legs, but actually that's just their outfit. That's not their actual bodies. And we can get a close-up of his face. You guys can see the two-tone color in his hair was well done. And we can see here, well done. I like him. And let's see how he looks next to Tanjiro. That's how it looks next to Tanjiro. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Here we have electric piece number 1. It's done in that translucent plastic. Looks pretty good. And I'm assuming that this is where it goes attached to his feet when he's doing his lightning style. Lightning style, first form. Thunderclap flash. Looks good. You have his Hashira robe. Again, this is where the extra costs come in because they also have Figma versions of this. But in the Figma versions, these are already molded onto the actual character, Whereas in the BUZZmod, you have the cloth version. And again, you look at it up close, it looks really good. And we do have bendy wire and the cape. So it looks good. Let's take a look at the sword. There we go. Now from the outside looking in, it just looks like a basic sword. And I know this isn't this is just the sheath version. So when I pull it out, you can look at the guard and the hilt. And you pull it off, and of course, it's not showing much of anything. But I like it. All right, guys, so let's talk about Zenitsu, okay? So I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. There is a lot of good. I wouldn't even say there's any ugly, but there is a few annoying things that I'm starting to notice about this BUZZmod line that I'd love to see them kind of correct. And but again, I want to talk about the good first. And man, oh man, if you guys can already see it, I have him in his first form, thunder clap and flash style form. And again, it took some doing to get him in this pose, and that's kind of where one of the annoyances is with the way that BUZZmod does their figures there. And again, I can show it to you with this Tanjiro figure real quick. As you can see here, in the belt where they hold the actual swords, this is a stagnant piece here. And again, you can see here, the swords go through here, and that's kind of how it is on Zenitsu. But what happens is that when you want to get into some of these dynamic poses, this thing does not move. So it makes it incredibly difficult to get some of those dynamic poses, especially for Zenitsu, as you can see here, when he's doing his, thunder clap and flash. Now, again, I do love this thing comes with, as you saw, the electric effects for the feet. He also has an electric effect for the actual sword itself, and I'll put that on in a little bit so you guys can see, but this thing is gorgeous. I love how you can see the electricity crackling and popping around the actual handle of the actual sword itself. And again, I just think they did an amazing job without taking away any detail from the figure whatsoever. So you can still see the metal etching on the front and on the back of the sword as well. So they did not take any detail away in doing so. Now, we also have the regular sword when it is fully unsheathed. And again, this sword is a work of art. Like, honestly, this is one of the best looking swords that I've seen in a 6-inch format. And that is including Ichigo's sword. Again, the fact that they got the handle, the edge, just look at that. It's amazing. Like, they nailed the metal of the edge. They nailed the black lacquer on the back end of the sword. And they absolutely killed it with the electricity stitching that they did on the actual blade. It's an amazing sword. Absolutely amazing sword. And then, of course, Zenitsu also comes with the bird that sits on the top of his head. And again, even right down to the stitching in the bird, the browns, the whites, everything looks good. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't think I'll ever be using that, but it's nice that they included it, especially for the amount of money you pay for this figure. Now, it comes with 3 additional heads. We have the normal concerned Zenitsu face. We have the kind of like weird stoic looking face of Zenitsu. I believe when you look on the box, this is when he's in his praying form. And then we just kind of have his like crying, like freaked out Zenitsu face, complete with tears and tongue sticking out, and that actually looks pretty good as well. Of course, he comes with the praying legs. I'm not going to really put those on. Quite honestly, I don't ever think I'll use it. It also comes with a praying mat as well, if you're into that. And then, of course, it comes with extra hands and such. All right, so let's go ahead and get Zenitsu off of this turntable so we can actually take a close look at him. So, I've already, like I said, gone through and put his cloak on. And again, I can kind of show you what I was talking about, where the sword itself, you put it into the sheath, and it just makes it very, very difficult to get him in those like bendable poses where it looks exactly how it does in the show. Like the worst part is the arm. The arm itself, when it's in the jacket, makes it very hard to bend. Like if you look at the box, you can see here on the box, if I put it back, his hand is way, way at the bottom. But if you look at the actual show, that's not how he holds it. In the actual show, his hand is right here at the guard, and then his hand is caressed over the actual handle of the sword when he's getting ready to pull it out, and then he goes ahead and does his attack. So again, he does look absolutely amazing in this position once you actually get the pose working. And in order to get this on, you basically just got to pull the foot out and stick the electric effect on the actual bottom part of the actual foot and pop it back in, and it is in good shape. But again, this Zenitsu looks amazing. I have no complaints other than the positioning of the holding of the sword. And again, if you want to switch it out, all you have to do is just pop this part out, as so, and then you can put in the other part like so. Push it back down, and then you can kind of have Zenitsu go back and place his hand in between, and then you have it now like so. Lightning breath, first form. Thunder, clap, and flash. I think that's how he says it. Now again, articulation on this thing is good. So I don't want you guys thinking that the articulation on this is not good, because it is. It's the legs, the articulation in the legs is very good. The articulation in the waist is good. Where you become the problem is of course when you have a cloth cape, in the shoulder area here, you just get a little bit of issues sometimes getting some of those dynamic poses, but you can get that necessary pose that you want. And again, it looks amazing. Electricity in the hand, electricity in the feet. I mean, if you get you a nice little electricity background, put this thing up in the DTOF, whoo, it looks good. Now again, we also have the other figures in the line. We have Tanjiro. As you can see here, I kind of have him with a double holding sword position. And again, Tanjiro, I still think is the best figure that we got in this line so far, with the exception of Zenitsu. I do think that Tanjiro with his little flame wheel, I think the weakest so far is probably Nezuko. Again, she comes with multiple outfits and such, but she didn't really come with any effect pieces. So it does kind of make it, for the cost that you pay for her, you know, you have to kind of have Nezuko, but it is a little weird. And then of course up top you have Zenitsu looking cool as hell. Again, I don't even want this video to be super long. I just want you guys to be able to come in, take a look at this. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. Again, I will be doing another review for Psylocke. That should probably be up Sunday. And my birthday's on Monday. So if you guys want to wish me a happy birthday, do that by a thumbs up in the video, subscribing to the channel. This is Showing Up the King, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.